And welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another new video. And yes, I'm trying to stay on schedule with my videos and bring you all the latest and greatest news and drama and things happening in the Dodge Mopar world and frankly any cars, because my last video did okay considering it was a Lamborghini video. If you didn't see it because the algorithm didn't push it to you, if you want to know how much I paid for my Lamborghini, if you want to know how much I pay in payments, how much I put down, how much I got for my Gallardo, and all that fun stuff, and why I did it, then go watch that video. It's the last one right before this one. Today, I am driving the cop car. Yes, my 2008 Crown Victoria, because my wife is driving my Challenger, which, yes, is terrifying, but you know what is more terrifying? Is my lovely, beautiful, amazing wife on this grand Valentine's Day behind the wheel of my Lamborghini without understanding that it takes 3 separate steps just to keep the car in park when you park it. So it rolled away on me the other day. It went 3 feet. I had to dive in and stop it. So learning that car is a bit of a curve from the normal cars, because the Italians, I think, were drinking lots of wine the day they made almost every single Lamborghini. So thank goodness she's going to drive the Challenger. Hopefully that thing survives. She's a great driver, other than when she drives into a center median in her Land Rover. But outside of that, thank God she doesn't watch this video or any of my videos. But I'm driving the cop car because it's what's left in the driveway. So again, I said to her yesterday, aren't you glad we got the cop car? And once again, she said, no, I'm not glad I got the cop car. You need to sell the cop car. We need to sell the cop car. We're moving in a couple of weeks. We don't have anywhere to put the cop car. The cop car needs to go. And while I agree, I love this damn cop car. You guys want to see the cop car? Because what I'm thinking about doing, not making an announcement today on this, but I'm thinking maybe I do my first giveaway. And if I can do it legally, right, get a sweepstakes company, get the proper everything in place needed to do this legitimately, so nobody feels screwed and I don't get walloped, that maybe I take a little loss, but I give away the cop car. How cool would that be? And if no one comments below saying they want to win the cop car, then I'm not going to do it. But if all of you, if many of you, then maybe we will do that. But I got to do a lot more research to see how to do it and make sure that I don't get myself in trouble. Want to see the cop car? Let's go ahead and see the cop car. Let me pull this camera off real quick, and we will give you a little quick outside tour of the cop car. Inside tour, this thing has all the radios and everything you would imagine. GMRS, CB radio, PA system, sirens, light systems down there, the cop lights, all the fun stuff set up for YouTube, and it's in great condition with 108,000 miles on it, and it's been across country. It's never had a single issue. This car is one of the most reliable, amazing cars. It's got bullet holes. You could of course take the OC motivator off, but there is the cop car in all its glory. And yes, the lights work. Got the push bumper, got the 4.6 liter V8, brand new battery, brand new tires. Only did donuts in it maybe 3 or 4 times, and it is a blast to drive, and one of the most comfortable, smooth driving cars I've ever driven. Of course, dedicated to mental health awareness and just taking care of yourselves, folks. Taking good care of yourselves and doing the right thing and asking for help when you need it, because I lost my good friend Matt, for taking himself out, which was a traumatic, horrible time in my life, and I wanted to do something to give back a little, so we've done that with this car and sharing it with so many people and attending great events. So sorry for the long intro. Let's talk about the power dollars. So Dodge comes out with the power dollars. Now, I'm sorry, I'm going to keep saying this. I'm Nostradamus here, folks. I've been saying this for years. Don't overpay for these Dodge cars, because prices will come down. Prices will come down. I've been screaming this, and I'm not saying I'm the first one, but I haven't seen as many people screaming this. As a matter of fact, it was a massive trend a year and a half, 2 years ago, even 3 years ago, which was, these cars are going to go up in value, these Mopars, boy, you better get yours. It's the last Hemis. You are the last L car. Then they tell us that they're going to stop making them in 23, and everybody goes freaking nuts. Oh, you better get it. Pay whatever you have to over, but get your car because it's going to go up in value. And every time I heard that, my head exploded, and I did another video. So you can go back on my channel and watch the videos where I kept saying over and over again, they're not going to go up in value. They're not. You can't make this mistake. And people are like, no, yes, they are, and I'm going to go overpay. And I get it. You wanted the car, and if there was some kind of justification that you could use to go buy that car that you've been putting off buying for so long, and sometimes helping maybe your wife understand, then so be it. But if you paid a markup, right now you're scratching your head thinking, why? What did I do? Here's what you did. You lit cash on fire.
Oh, it's fake. He got you.
So I'm here to tell you that yes, I said this just like 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks before that, 3 weeks before that, 2 months before that, that the only way Dodge is going to be able to sell these cars is to start bringing incentives, because the dealers have done so much damage with their markups that no one wants to go deal with them anymore. Nobody wants to go to the dealerships and get rope-a-doped by a salesman and a general manager and sales manager and lied and, God knows what. You guys know all the crazy stuff they're doing. Nobody wants to do it anymore, so it's not even worth going in. So we've all decided that forget it. We're just not going in. You don't have to call it a boycott, but you can say, look, we're just not overpaying. Dodge raised the MSRP on these things by double over the last 3 or 4 years. You're paying $65,000 with tax and license in some of the states like California. You start approaching $70,000 for scat packs, $60,000 upwards of $60,000 for a loaded RT. Things have gotten dumb. When you're paying $40,000 for SXTs, and I remember ads literally before the pandemic where they were selling SXTs for the low 20s. And I remember calling because I was planning my daughter's future licensing and driver's license moment and thinking I'd love to get her an SXT. And they were so cheap, and now they're double the price. So between Dodge raising the prices and dealers way overcharging us for markups, there were even markups on RTs. I don't know if I ever saw them on the GTs and SXTs, but for sure they were on RTs. I remember at a dealership in Norco, California, $10,000, I think it was a $10,000 markup on an RT. For sure it was $5,000. Nonetheless, that made things crazy. And I kept screaming, stop paying the markups. Now I'm telling you that things are going to go under MSRP. And I've been saying this for a while now. And guess what? Now they are. Dealers are advertising special edition cars under MSRP. They're advertising scat packs under MSRP. Hellcats under MSRP. If they've been on their lot for a long time, they need to get some sales. You just have to do the footwork to find these cars. A little bit harder to find a red eye, and certainly not getting a Demon at that price, but even those prices appear to be falling like rocks as more and more cars get delivered and more dealers hoard these cars, making the days in the market go to the moon and really ticking all of us off sitting here in a high interest rate market thinking we're going to go pay this kind of money for those cars. So what happens? Dodge comes out with, they had like a $3,000 thing last month and they extended it into this month, and then I guess they let that go, and now they're coming out with $10 per horsepower. But guess what? I can't find anywhere where it shows that it's for scat packs or Hellcats. So it's not. I'm going to just say it right now. They're not doing it for scat packs and Hellcats. If you find them for scat packs, let me know. But so far, the ads and the information I found on Dodge.com and all the articles, and the article's a little ambiguous. They just say, oh, just the GTs, SXTs, and RT models, but not Hellcats. But didn't say anything about scat packs. I'm telling you, scat packs appear to be not included in the $10 per horsepower. So now you're looking at, what, $3,600 or something like that for an RT. So it's like $3,000 so for a SXT and a GT, and maybe a little bit more for the RT, whatever the horsepower is, times it by $10, and that's what it is. But remember, that doesn't mean the dealers are going to give you any discount. So I tell you, you need to push for not only getting, especially on a GT or SXT and an RT, you need to get those power dollars plus a few $1,000s more. The dealers can afford it. For sure they can afford it. But keep this in mind, and this is really important, that right now they're offering 0% financing for 72 months. But I've got to throw this in there, that you better have golden credit, phenomenal credit, because they're going to find any way to tell you, well, unfortunately, you're tier 2, tier 3, you don't qualify for the 0% financing for 72 months. So your interest rate is going to be, 7.5 or 10 or 12 or 13 or 15%. And then you're going to go, oh, damn. That means you got to be focused on price. And just know that while you won't get the power dollars and the 0% financing, you could still push for the 0% financing and a discount on that car. That's within the dealer's discretion. And I'll tell you right now, if it's a GT or an SXT or an RT, you should absolutely be able to get that dealer down a significant amount off of MSRP and get them to get you that 0% financing, and ask them what would it take to get that. I'm not leaving with anything above 0% financing. And they can get on the phone and they can push, and if you're borderline on one of the tiers, and they can even try to get you a tier bump. So tell them that's the only way you're going to do it, if you're going to do it, because that 0% financing for 72 months is great. Why am I good with 72 months? Because I'd rather have a longer term to pay the thing off and a much lower payment. That way, if I or you were to get in trouble, lose your job, something were to happen, that you don't have to sacrifice your car, because without transportation, it's really hard to get back on your feet. So the longer term, lower payment gives you a lot more ability to save money, put it in the bank for a rainy day so you don't get pinched. This whole thought of go short term, pay it off fast. I like to talk to regular people out there working regular jobs, working hard, and I don't want you to get caught up in all these people with all this money and older folks telling you, oh yeah, do short term, do this, do that, and then the next thing you know, you take a job loss, which happens in the world, or a pay cut, and now your car is getting repoed. Take that 72 months, take that 0% interest, and if you want to pay a higher payment, pay it every single month on top of the actual regular payment towards your principal. Since you have no interest, everything's towards principal, and you can pay that thing off. Forgive my voice, I'm still fighting this congestion. Also, keep in mind, make sure when you're in that Dodge dealership that you tell them, and this is really important, write this down if you have to. Put it in your notepad on your phone, and don't forget, do not shotgun my credit. Run me only through Chrysler Capital. I told one dealership, only run me through Chrysler Capital. If I qualify for the incentive pricing on the interest rate, then I will take it. If I don't, I only want one inquiry. I left to go test drive the car. By the time I got back, my Equifax alerts and everything went freaking nuts. Experian, my FICO started alerting me. My LifeLock started alerting me. They shotgunned me. And by the time I called the guy and I'm like, stop! I think I had 7 inquiries. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, we had this conversation. It's clear as day. You still shotgunned me. Well, he goes, well, Experian only counts it for one hit, one inquiry if it's within a couple-week period, and all for shopping for cars. Yeah, that's technically so, but anybody looking at your credit's still going to see all these inquiries, and it's really kind of crappy when, even though it won't affect your score, you can get declined for all kinds of stuff for the simple reason it says too many inquiries. Yet you only bought one car and you have 26 inquiries, and you get turned down for a credit card or preferred interest rate on a credit card, or 0% on a credit card or something, or Lord knows whatever else you're trying to buy, because they shotgunned you. So tell them Chrysler Capital only, and then have them sign something. I will only run you through, get a piece of toilet paper out and a Sharpie and write and make them sign it, and then say, I need you to commit to me you're not going to do that, because I'll go through my credit union, or I'll choose not to buy the car if I can't get Chrysler Capital 0% financing. Otherwise, if you have to have a car, get your credit union to do the loan, and then go ahead and do the, maybe your lower interest rate of the credit union, and take the incentives, but then beat them up for more, especially on those cars. There's also incentives on the Durango, and those incentives are pretty awesome. Let me pull that thing up right now. 2023 Durango. So Durangos that are still sitting on the lot, you can get up to $7,850 off of an RT rear wheel drive Durango. That's national retail consumer cash of $4,250 and national power dollars bonus cash of $3,600 at $7,850. Or you got to take the 0% interest financing. If it doesn't look like, I don't know if they have that for that, but nonetheless, that's a lot of money. $7,850. That means they really got to move those things. That means you can negotiate even more money off of those cars. And I'm telling you, if you don't need a car now, you could wait. These are going to get better. And if you're wanting to wait for the Scat Pack and the Hellcat incentives, then just wait, because I believe they're coming. They're going to have to come. Even though those cars tend to move eventually when the dealers get right on the prices, they're still overpriced. So the only way to get people to be able to qualify or get those things with these high interest rates is for them to bring something out. And lastly, if you want a Hornet, they've got a deal right now for $235 a month for 24 months. That is insane. And it doesn't say the exact down. Oh yeah, I can't see the down payment, but it's like first and last month's payment and your costs. But here's the deal: it's called an ultra low mileage lease, which is 7,500 miles you get per year. So 7,500 miles. So if you're just looking for something to putt to and from work and a daily commuter, and you're gonna keep those miles under 7,500 miles, which, you know, for a lot of people that's totally easy. For seniors, totally easy. People like my parents who don't drive a whole lot, totally easy. For $235 a month. But remember, on a lease, tax goes above and beyond that. So in California, where I live, you're looking at about 7.75% on top of that $235. So the payment might actually start reaching around $250, $260 or something like that. But that's still ridiculously low and pretty amazing when you think about it. And you could still negotiate on price. So with that, everybody, that's the story on these. And I'm just going to tell you again and again and again, we're not to the bottom yet. The bottom is coming. It's a little ways away. Dodge needs to put into a little bit more pain by us holding out, because the prices got too damn high. Prices for every one of their cars too damn high. These incentives only slightly correct the pricing problem that they have. They're going to need to do a lot more. And under the Hornet issue, it says, the Hornet incentive, it says dealer participation necessary. Whenever you see that in the fine print, just remember that means the dealer's going to have to play along. If the dealer chooses not to play along, then they're going to tell you they're not doing that deal at their dealership. So they don't have to do that deal. So make sure you read the fine print, because dealer participation necessary means that you can go to a dealership and they can say, we're not participating in that, because that means they actually have to take a haircut as well. But on the Hornets, I'm thinking they're probably willing to do that. So with that, everybody, hopefully this was helpful. Stay tuned. More discounts coming, more price drops coming. Even on all the remaining Hellcats and Scat Packs, you're still going to get better deals. I get it. There's some of the red-eye jailbreak wide bodies and the jailbreak wide bodies and Chargers and things like that are a little harder to get, but just wait until the new stuff comes out and dealers are sitting on a lot of the old stuff. So with that, please like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate you watching the video. Share this with anybody you think that it can benefit, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.